Welcome to Innovation Pulse, your quick, no-nonsense update covering the latest in startups and entrepreneurship news. First, we will cover the latest news. David AI secures $25 million for audio AI advancements, while Litehaus raises $1.46 million to revolutionize construction with modular methods. After this, we'll dive deep into Y Combinator's 2025 vision for AI agents transforming industries. David AI is revolutionizing the audio AI landscape by establishing itself as the world's first audio data research company. Founded less than a year ago, the company has already secured a $25 million Series A funding round led by Alt Capital and Amplify Partners, with additional backing from notable investors, including First Round Capital and Y Combinator. David AI's mission is to seamlessly integrate AI into the real world through voice interfaces, recognizing that many promising AI applications, such as humanoid robots and wearable devices, rely heavily on voice interaction. The startup addresses a critical bottleneck in the audio AI industry: the scarcity of high-quality training data. While AI phone agents are gaining traction, the development of more complex voice AI systems requires millions of hours of full duplex, channel-separated speech data, far more than the currently available datasets offer. David AI tackles this challenge by meticulously building and scaling audio datasets, focusing exclusively on audio to ensure unparalleled quality and efficacy in model training. This unique approach positions David AI as a key enabler for the next generation of voice-driven AI applications. Thibault and Simi Launay faced significant challenges building their dream home in Portugal, which inspired them to create Litehaus, a startup designed to streamline and innovate the home building process. Litehaus acts like the Uber of construction, connecting landowners and property developers with professionals such as architects and contractors. The platform enables users to track costs, manage schedules, and monitor building progress in real time, addressing a fragmented industry plagued with inefficiencies. Litehaus focuses on modular construction, claiming its approach is 30% cheaper, 40% faster, and 60% more sustainable than traditional methods, significantly reducing waste and CO2 emissions. The company distinguishes itself by integrating innovative construction technology, a sector gaining traction in the US but underdeveloped in Europe. Recently, Litehaus secured a €1,460,000 pre-seed round to expand operations, aiming to become Europe's fastest-growing construction tech startup. Investors see potential in Litehaus's vision to make home building as straightforward as home buying, offering greater transparency, sustainability, and trust in the construction industry, addressing the pressing housing shortage in Europe. And now, pivot our discussion towards the main entrepreneurship topic.
Today, we're going to explore Y Combinator's latest requests for startups for 2025, and it's fascinating to see how they're doubling down on what they're calling the Year of AI Agents. These aren't just incremental improvements we're talking about. YC is essentially mapping out a blueprint for how artificial intelligence can transform entire industries from the ground up. What makes this particularly compelling is that they're not just looking for AI tools that help existing businesses work better. They're actively seeking founders who will use AI to completely reimagine how work gets done across sectors like healthcare, education, legal services, and even personal productivity.
Thanks for that excellent introduction, Donna. This really is an exciting time to be thinking about the intersection of AI and entrepreneurship. I'm ready to dive deep into what YC is actually looking for this year. Why don't you ask me your first question?
Let's start with this concept of full-stack AI companies that YC is promoting. What exactly does that mean?
Full-stack AI companies represent a fundamental shift in how we think about AI implementation. Instead of building AI tools to sell to existing industries, these companies use AI to become the industry themselves. The classic example YC gives is legal services. Rather than creating an AI agent to sell to law firms, you'd start your own law firm staffed with AI agents and directly compete with traditional firms. This approach is particularly powerful in industries dominated by slow-moving incumbents because instead of trying to convince dinosaurs to change, you're making them extinct by offering superior service at potentially lower costs.
That's a bold approach. Now, there's also significant emphasis on design founders this year. What's driving that focus?
YC recognizes that as coding tools become more accessible and AI makes building products easier than ever, great design is going to be the key differentiator. They're particularly encouraging designers who are worried about AI replacing their jobs to flip the script and use AI themselves to launch their own companies. Designers already possess the essential founder skills: strong user empathy, problem-solving focus, high-quality standards, and taste. YC points to their biggest successes like Airbnb and Stripe, noting that without exceptional design, users never would have trusted staying in strangers' homes or processing billions in credit card transactions. The design job of the future, they argue, is actually founder.
Speaking of transforming traditional interactions, what's YC's take on voice AI opportunities?
Voice AI represents a massive opportunity to modernize something that changed in almost a century: phone calls with businesses. We all know the frustration: long wait times, confusing voice trees, pressing star and pound keys, all because we desperately want to reach a human agent since the alternatives have been terrible. But the new voice models and conversational LLMs have reached a quality threshold where AI bots are now indistinguishable from humans. YC sees this as similar to riding in an autonomous car for the first time. It just works, and it feels like experiencing the future. With over 1 trillion calls happening between businesses and customers annually, the market opportunity is enormous for startups that can capitalize on these improved voice AI capabilities.
That's impressive scale. How does YC see AI transforming scientific advancement?
YC identifies a significant gap in scientific software tools that haven't evolved much in decades. Fields like chemistry, biology, materials science, and operations research still rely on standard methods and PhD-level expertise to solve complex problems in drug discovery, chemical process optimization, metals and mining, or power grid optimization. What's particularly exciting is that test-time compute is now unlocking new types of startups that can tackle these scientific challenges directly. YC wants to see more startups using AI to transform how physical things are made, making processes faster and more efficient across these traditionally slow-moving scientific domains.
Let's talk about personal productivity. What's YC's vision for AI personal assistants?
Despite decades of productivity apps, we still struggle with overflowing emails, packed calendars, and endless to-do lists. YC envisions moving from to-do lists to done lists through LLM-powered systems that deeply understand your work patterns, routines, communication history, and personal preferences. This isn't just another calendar app. They want AI assistants with perfect memory of your correspondence and projects that can draft emails in your style, auto-schedule meetings based on your preferences, and handle recurring processes without constant input. Think of it as having a human personal assistant or chief of staff, but powered by AI that truly understands how you work and can take meaningful action on your behalf.
Healthcare seems like another major focus area. What specific problems is YC targeting there?
Healthcare represents a massive opportunity. It's over 17% of GDP, about $4 trillion, with estimates that 1/3 of that spending, over 1 trillion, goes purely to administrative tasks. This waste exists because health systems aren't interoperable, lack APIs, or require humans to manually transfer data between systems. The breakthrough is that recent LLMs can now extract data from PDFs and other systems, organize it, and automatically enter it into different systems through AI agents. YC sees enormous potential for startups that can automate these administrative healthcare costs, making the US healthcare system significantly more efficient by solving these interoperability and workflow issues.
Education has always been a challenging sector to disrupt. How does YC see AI changing that landscape?
YC is excited about AI finally making personalized learning possible, something computer scientists have dreamed about since the 1940s with ideas like Vannevar Bush's Memex. The latest reasoning capabilities allow AI to break down complex topics step by step, while multimodal foundation models can present concepts through generated animations, 3D object manipulation, and voice explanations. They envision having the same quality of explanation that someone like Grant Sanderson provides with his three blue, brown YouTube videos, but available for every topic and personalized to each learner's needs. This could fundamentally change how the world learns, making high-quality, interactive tutoring accessible to everyone rather than delivering the same generic content to all students.
There's also mention of robotics. What's YC's perspective on that industry?
YC believes robotics is approaching its ChatGPT moment. While everyone has known robots are the future, previous generations were expensive, brittle, and only worked in controlled conditions. The missing piece has been human-level perception and judgment, which rapid improvements in foundation models are now making possible. Rather than focusing on consumer applications that dominate science fiction, YC sees the most immediate opportunities in B2B applications. Industrial use cases like gecko robotics, inspection robots, and farming applications like Bear Flag Robotics autonomous tractors. They're particularly interested in funding people building software tools to help others make robots, recognizing that the infrastructure layer could be as important as the robots themselves.
Let's discuss the broader future of education beyond just AI tutoring. What's YC's larger vision?
Education is one of the world's largest industries. About 100 million people employed and 1.5 billion students educated annually. Yet, it's remained largely unchanged for decades. YC sees AI, particularly large language models, as having the potential to reshape teaching, learning, and outcome measurement entirely. They're seeing early personalized study tools for students and grading platforms for teachers, but acknowledge we're still very early in understanding AI's full potential here. The big challenge is the business model. While over 1 billion people are engaged in education, budgets are notoriously tight and purchasing cycles are incredibly slow. But YC is confident that education simply cannot continue operating the same way 10 or 20 years from now.
Home security seems like an interesting application area. What opportunity does YC see there?
Consumer home security is a $20 billion annual market, dominated by legacy companies whose features haven't evolved in decades. Meanwhile, AI is revolutionizing commercial security through companies like Verkada and Lumana. Doors unlock with facial recognition, cameras detect suspicious behavior and send push notifications, and virtual AI guards use loudspeakers to scare away criminals before crimes happen. Ring was acquired for $1 billion just for making video doorbells and magnetic door sensors. YC sees enormous potential for the company that uses AI to make people feel actually safe in their homes, bringing the same AI-powered security capabilities from commercial buildings into residential settings.
There's also focus on internal tools for companies. Can you explain the internal agent builder concept?
YC predicts that soon every company employee will build their own agents to automate repetitive job tasks, and they want to fund the infrastructure that enables this. An internal agent builder would be a tool that lets anyone create agents to handle mundane tasks they dislike doing. This infrastructure needs to access every piece of software in someone's daily workflow, manage permissions securely, and send sensitive data safely to the latest LLMs. YC has built and deployed a version internally, using it to reduce time spent on everything from reviewing term sheets to repetitive accounting workflows. This frees humans from mundane tasks so they can focus on what humans uniquely do well, in their case, working directly with founders.
IC has an interesting history with AI research. What's their current stance on funding research labs?
Many people don't realize YC was actually OpenAI's first investor. OpenAI began as YC Research, their in-house research lab. YC pioneered the concept of independent AI research labs and had a front-row seat to OpenAI's entire journey. While OpenAI is doing incredible work, YC believes there are many unsolved AI problems and plenty of opportunity for new research labs. They want to dispel the notion that YC companies must ship products in 3 months. They're excited to back deep, open-ended research that may take years to commercialize, just like OpenAI did. Their experience shows that when top researchers follow their interests, it often leads somewhere genuinely interesting and valuable.
Finally, let's talk about some specific AI applications YC is excited about. What about voice assistants for email?
YC wants to meet teams building voice-powered email processing systems. The vision is using driving time, those 20 minutes commuting each day, to triage emails, draft replies, and delegate scheduling tasks, arriving at work already at inbox zero. With tools like Vapi, Retell, and ChatGPT's advanced voice mode, demonstrating how good voice agents have become, the use cases extend far beyond just driving. Email could be the perfect starting place for building comprehensive voice assistants because access to someone's inbox instantly reveals their friends, plans, writing style, and much more personal context that enables truly useful assistance.
And what about personal finance? How does AI fit there?
Most humans aren't rational about finances, but life requires constant financial decisions about saving, investing, debt, and taxes that will impact future freedom and opportunities. Traditional options for financial advice, asking friends, Googling, hiring advisors, or consulting banks, are filled with bias and don't have complete pictures of individual situations. Great financial advisors are also very expensive. YC sees a unique opportunity for LLMs to provide personalized finance, investment, and tax advice at near-zero cost. These systems would use APIs to access complete financial situations and deliver completely personal, unbiased advice. This could democratize high-quality financial guidance that's currently only available to wealthy individuals who can afford premium advisory services.
This has been fascinating, Yakov. Any final thoughts on what makes this year's RFS particularly significant?
What strikes me most about YC's 2025 RFS is how it represents a maturation of AI from experimental technology to foundational infrastructure for entirely new business models. These aren't incremental improvements to existing processes, they're blueprints for rebuilding industries from the ground up. Whether it's full-stack AI companies competing directly with incumbents, or AI agents handling everything from scientific research to personal finance, YC is betting that 2025 will be remembered as the year AI moved from being a tool that helps existing businesses to being the foundation for entirely new categories of companies. The entrepreneurs who succeed will be those who see AI not as an add-on feature, but as the core capability that enables completely new approaches to solving human problems. We've explored how David AI is advancing audio AI with significant funding, and Litehaus is innovating the construction industry with modular solutions. Y Combinator's vision for 2025 highlights AI's transformative role across sectors, pushing for full-stack AI companies in healthcare, education, and more. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with your friends and colleagues so they can also stay updated on the latest news and gain powerful insights. Stay tuned for more updates.